Hello, welcome back to the channel. We've had a wicked start to the season and currently in the championship we're defying gravity. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 104 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. It's Championship Match Day 3 and 4. Middlesborough away, Nottingham Forset at home. Nottingham Forest, I think, were one of the sides that dropped out of the Premier League last season. We will check in due course. But just a couple of housekeeping things before we start. I just want to mention we do have some pictures of players missing. I don't know what's happened. Between this save and the other save, we have two config files to pick up the new gens, to have proper pictures instead of new gen pictures, and for some unearthly reason I've put the config file in for today's episode and it's disappeared. And as far as I'm aware, it's the same config that we were using on the last episode. The pictures were there. I've gone back and checked the videos. They were definitely there. They're not there today. Something's happened in Football Manager that's just not picking up the config file, I guess. I've managed to restore some of them by messing around, but I'm not sure how I fixed it or whatever. So I do apologise if there's some pictures missing today. It is just something that's crackers that's going between last episode and this episode. The only thing that did cross my mind, I did play a game, which I will show you in a moment, offline on my laptop one evening this week, and I'm just wondering whether there's something in the other in the laptop that's caused a bit of a kerfuffle. I don't think it is, and it shouldn't be the case, but you never know. So that may be the case. Hopefully we'll fix it before the next episode, or certainly in the next few episodes, because I am trying to record back to back, because I'm trying to get in front at this point in time, because I've got a couple of things coming up in the next couple of weeks where it's going to cause me a bit of a problem recording. So that all said and done, that's one bit of housekeeping. The other, of course, is the usual. If you do enjoy today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. Let me know if you've had problems with your new gens and all the rest of it. I know we did put a video out a while back, which hopefully you've been using. And if you've been having problems, how did you resolve it? Because it might be something you can teach me, as well as teaching you, of course. Yeah, leave me that, and of course you can keep up to date with everything that's going on the channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM when we bring out tutorial videos, shirt videos. And talking about shirt videos, I do have some more on the way, and we will be having some more shirt videos very, very soon. So if you like those, let me know in the comments, and we'll make sure that we get them out ASAP, especially in time for Christmas. That all said and done, one thing that was outstanding from the last episode, of course, was the fact that we had a Carabao Cup second round draw to have, because we'd got past Bolton in the first round. So before we do anything else, let's have that said draw for the second round of the Carabao Cup. And here we are for the draw for the second round of the Carabao Cup. Having got past Bolton in the last round, some of the big boys from the Premier League join us today in the draw. Not all of them, because obviously the teams that are in Europe come in a little bit later into the competition. But let's get the draw underway. Sunderland of the Premier League, first out. They will face Burnley of the Championship. Leeds United will place Huddersfield. Middlesbrough will face Nottingham Forest. Bradford City of League One will face Mansfield of League One. One League One side through to the next round anyway. Queen's Park Rangers will face a Premier League Brentford. Walsall will play Crystal Palace. Good tie for them. Premier League Bristol City will face Milton Keynes Dons. Salford City will play Wrexham, all League One. Exeter City will face Plymouth of the Championship. Brighton and Hove Albion will face Reading of League One. Charlton will play Norwich City. Blackburn will play Barnsley. Blackburn of the Premier League. Tranmere will face Rotherham. Derby County of the Championship face Shrewsbury of League One. Tranmere and Rotherham means a League Two side will get through to the third round. Southampton, last season's second round tie, of course, for us. We lost. Will play Barnet of League Two. West Brom will play Peterborough. Swansea City of the Championship. We're away to Swansea City in the All-Championship tie. Accrington Stanley will play Grimsby Town. Wolves will play Millwall. Coventry will play Leicester. Everton will play Preston. Sheffield Wednesday will play Doncaster. Cardiff will play West Ham, which leaves Hull City and Halifax Town in the draw. Halifax are out. They will play Hull City. That is the draw for the second round. We face Swansea in the next round. Let's go through and look at the schedule with future Mark. Well, thank you to past Mark for that draw for the second round. As you'll see, we will be playing Swansea at the end of August. So we're having today's episode, and then we will come back for Bournemouth and Swansea in the next episode. Mainly because we want to pick up the sides that have been relegated, just to see how it's testing us, and then we're away at the in Swansea for the Caribou Cup second round. Can we get further in the Caribou Cup than we've ever been before? Today, we do have the opportunity there. Right, as you know, we played the first two games of the season. Preston, a 2-0 win in the Championship, got off to a good start, and then we played Bolton in the Caribou Cup, hence why we've got the second round. A 3-0 win in that game, but we've played one game since then. It was a game against Stoke, and it was the first Championship game at the Bob Lucas, and we went and won it. And on 20 minutes, a corner to Groenbach on the edge of the area gives Stoke the lead at 1-0. 1-0 at half-time. The ball from Johnson to Darcy. Darcy to De Bayo. De Bayo decides to cut inside O'Grady Macken through to Adamson. Adamson hits it first time, and it's an own goal off of Hadrick. Ball cleared upfield to Holman, and with it 1-1, Derry cuts inside. Friederson gets his first goal for us and made it 2-1 at full time. It was, I couldn't pronounce his name, Denis Hujishajirnik was the own goal on 47 minutes to get us back level. Franson getting us the win on 78. 21 shots, 7 of which were on target, 2.21 and 61% of the possession. Stoke had 8 shots, 5 on target, 0.83 and 39% of the possession. It was a jolly good day at the office. Franson, who came on as a substitute on 76 minutes, getting a player of the match. That tells you a lot about the other players that were on the pitch at the time. So it does. Right, the table, only 2 games played, so don't read too much into it, but we are in 4th place. Huddersfield are top. Bournemouth in second, one of the relegated sides from the Premier Division. Millwall are 3rd. We are 4th. Derby 5th. Burnley 6th. And at the other end of the table, Stoke, Preston and Sheffield United. Sheffield United, one of the other sides relegated, and they've lost their first 2 matches of the season. Luton Town, a 2-1 loss, and Huddersfield, a 4-1 loss. So they've not got off to a good start at all. Middlesbrough are opponents today. They are currently in 11th place. The media prediction expects them to finish 13th. And our other opponents today are currently in 12th. So there you go. The sides relegated from the Premier League last season were Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United. So that's how it is at the start of the season. As I said, we've had a wicked start. And we've been defying gravity in as much as we're not down the bottom of the table at the moment. Let's hope that continues today. We've got 2 toughies. First up, Middlesbrough And then, as I said, it is a home match against Nottingham Forest. Don't think we've played either of these two sides in the series so far. Just check on Nottingham Forest. No, we haven't. So both unknown quantities. So let's have a look at the side then that will face Middlesbrough in this first game of the episode. Middlesbrough currently in 11th place. They will be without Poggy, who has a twisted ankle. We have a Ross Stewart, who is suspended after he's sending off. He did get another 2-match ban. I didn't tell you that bit. And, of course, Nzingo, who has the twisted ankle. And the side that will face Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium. It's Virginia in goal, and he is being touted by 2 or 3 teams at the moment. And he's got a minimum release clause of 375,000. Why we agreed to such a small one? I think when we came in, he was probably in League 2. So we need to try and sort that out, but he won't negotiate with us at the moment to try and get rid of it. So we've got a little bit of a problem with Yale Virginia. We are having a look to see if there are any other goalkeepers around, but we need to be wise that he may go before the end of the window. Virginia then in goal. G, Olsen and Debeo are our defensive line. Johnson and Lawrence are the wide players, the wing backs, with O'Grady Mackin between them. It's Patterson and Adamson, and no picture of Adamson, as I've already said, are the wide players. Darcy between them, and Wakachu leads the attack up front. It's Winterbottom, Armitage, Candlish, Holman, Lependa, Derry, Whittingham, Franson and Jefferson making up the bench. Here we are at the Riverside Stadium, and Machino is their manager, playing a 4-2-3-1 today. And we're playing our usual formation. Middlesbrough in 11th on 3 points. We are 4th on 6. Early part of the season doesn't make a lot of odds. And the first highlights, they're coming forward. We've semi-cleared that ball. 22 minutes on the clock. They're playing in all red today, which is their normal colours, I think. And that's gone wide. Free kick inside their own half. It's cut out by Wakachu. DeBeo gets one forward over the top. Adamson runs onto the ball. Crosses this in. It's taken a bit of a deflection. It's been deflected away for a corner. Adamson with an in-swinger. This one to the back post. It's semi-cleared. 4 minutes on the clock. Lawrence with a throw into Darcy. Darcy crossing this ball. And it's a shot. It's come off the woodwork. Johnson with the shot. Somebody there has picked up an injury. It's Patterson that's got an injury. We'll have to watch that at half-time. Johnson recycles this. And it didn't come to anything, that last highlight. And we finished the first half. Even Stevens. Both had 3 shots. Nothing on target today. We've had slightly better XG, 0.16 against 0.12. But they have had the possession. And we need to wrestle some of that possession back in the second half. We were a bit lacklustre until quite late on in that first half. Before we really got going. And it was quite late. So better second half. But at the end of the day, on the road, a draw wouldn't be a bad thing. While making an enforced change at halftime, Travis Patterson has a groin injury. Hopefully nothing too bad. Jesse Derry comes on to replace him. One change at halftime, 49 minutes on the clock. Adamson swings this in. It's sort of cleared, but Adamson will recycle it. Adamson, cross it in. Wakachu couldn't direct it on target. It's a good try. And asking some questions, but just couldn't get an angle on it. And with 67 minutes on the clock, we're making 2 changes at this juncture in time. O'Grady Mackin, who's not having such a good day today, he's off. Tom Lependa comes on to replace him, and also not having such a good day, Ronan Darcy in that attacking midfield role. Frenson comes on to replace him. and we still need to see if we can get a winning goal. 68 on the clock, they have a corner, it's swung in, it's not cleared. The Virginia collects it from underneath the crossbar. Highlight looks like it's going to continue. Yeah, Virginia looking for what he's going to do here. He's going to roll it out to G. G finds Olsen. Olsen through to Johnson, who's come forward. Johnson has Lependa inside him. Lependa comes forward. Wakachu. Wakachu has Lawrence. Lawrence in space. Now what's going to happen? Lawrence crosses it in. Looking for Derry. Couldn't find him, but it's recycled. Lependa is on it. And it's crossed into the air. Wakachu, but it's gone wide. It was a good try, and again, we're asking questions, but not finishing it off. Wakachu hit that first time, wide. And with 71 minutes on the clock, Wakachu's had a few opportunities. He's not put them away today. So we're going to give Daniel Jebison a run out up front, and he replaces Wakachu. And with 85 minutes on the clock, making our final change, a fifth and final change, we have brought on Whittingham to replace the tiring Stefan Adamson, and Derry moves to the right, where he can play out on the right side. Whittingham on the left. Can we find that winning goal? It's very tight. And it's ended up a board draw, a 0-0 draw. A very tight match, but we've matched them pretty much all the way, which is how we've come out with the result. The only thing we were a little bit devoid on was possession, but we've survived, and obviously their goalkeeper keeping us out, our goalkeeper keeping them out. Sherpen has picked up player of the match, a 7.5 for him. And, it wasn't to be. 13 shots, we have 5 of which are on target. 1.83. We should have had a goal, at least one. 42% of the possession. They had 10 shots, 4 on target. 0.63 and 58% of the possession. Not maximum points so far, but we've not lost yet. And here we are, the third day's round of results. And that draw has dropped us to 8th in the table. On 7 points, but there's loads of teams on 7 points. Derby County, the only side to have a 100% record as it currently stands. They got a win, I presume, a 1-0 win against Plymouth to give them a 100% record on 9 points at the top of the table. Burnley are up in second after beating West Brom by 3-0. Birmingham, who came up with us last season as runners-up, they've, I presume they've won today. I can't see the result, actually. Where is it? Oh, it is up the top there. 3-0 winners against Portsmouth. Should have noticed, shouldn't I, really? Bournemouth, who were relegated last season, they've not had too bad a start. A 2-2 draw against Preston, though. Millwall dropped down into 5th by virtue of a 2-2 draw with Swansea, and Luton Town, they climb up into 6th place. They must have had a win, I'm guessing. Luton down the bottom, 3-0 winners over Watford. So they are in 6th place. As I said, we are in 8th. A lot of teams on 7 points. It will sort itself out as we move on. Down in the relegation zone, again, it's still early days. Sheffield United have lost 3 on the trot. That's not a good start to life in the Championship. Stoke this time beating them by 2-1. Preston and Watford also down in the relegation zone. Preston getting that draw with Bournemouth today. Watford having lost 2 of their games, only won the other one, losing today to Luton. That is how it stands then as we go into the 4th game of the season. It's a midweek game on Wednesday against Nottingham Forest, who are currently in 16th place. So another tough match, I suspect. We'll come back just ahead of that with any team news. And we are at match day. We come back just ahead of the game. But a couple of things just to note. That injury to Travis Patterson, we didn't mention it before. It was only for 1 or 2 days, just a tight groin. and he will be back in the squad, or at least available for the squad today, which is good news. The other thing I wanted to just have a quick look at was the match momentum in that last match. We started off quite well. Nottingham Forest, Middlesbrough dominated the main part of that first half. We managed to get a foothold towards the end, and then in the second half, we dominated pretty much the second half of that game, which was good news. As it was, just means that that's how it panned out. So it was a pretty even Stevens match. They had the first half, we had the second half. Right, let's get to our second game of the episode. Nottingham Forest, never played them before in this series. 16th in the table, Nottingham Forest. They come to visit the Bob Lucas. They are without Gustavo Sarr, who's got a twisted ankle. Seems to be a lot of twisted ankles, doesn't there? And Alanga is doubtful with a pulled hamstring. We are without Glory Nzingo, who is a twisted ankle, and we've got 6 players in on trial. Let's have a look at the side that will face Nottingham Forest. And here is the side that will face Nottingham Forest today, one of the relegated sides from the Premier League. And this is a familiar side, and not changing it around too much. We have made a couple of changes today. Virginia is in goal. G, Olsen and De Beo continue the defensive line. Johnson is on the left wing back. Holman comes back in as the right wing back. O'Grady Macken sitting in that midfield between them. Patterson is back from his tight groin on the left. Adamson continues on the right. Franson gets a start in behind Jefferson, who replaces Wakachu, who was misfiring last time out. And then on the bench, it's Winterbottom, Armitage, Candlish, Lawrence, Lependa, Derry, Whittingham, Darcy, and Wakachu. Here we are back at the Bob Lucas for the second home game of the season. And by now, familiar formation. They are playing a 4-2-3-1. Steve Cooper is their manager. They are 16th on 3 points. We are 8th on 7 points. Playing in their normal red and white kit tonight. They come forward, Bernadette, straight into the arms of Yale Virginia, who was well placed to stop that ball coming across. The highlight is going to continue. And he rolls it out to Billy G, who's got Johnson outside him, but he's had to come back for it. Billy G, O'Grady Mackham forward to Johnson. Johnson finds Patterson. Patterson backtracks slightly into midfield. Franston out to Adamson. Adamson into the area, and it's just gone wide from Jefferson. I think he might have been offside, actually. Was he, or was he not? We'll see. A chance goes begging anyway. Not sure if he was or not. The linesman going to put his flag up? No, he didn't. So he did say he was offside, though. 18 minutes on the clock. They have a throw in over that far side. Good worked play. And it's headed away. Neko Williams is in, and it's cleared. I thought that was going in for a minute. Domex and De Beo heads it away. Adamson heading it on. And we have a counter on here. Franson. Is he going to get caught? He is going to get caught. Oh. And Bonette, he's put it away. Bottom corner. He's got his first goal of the season. And we go a goal behind on 19 minutes. It was well worked, and it was given away by Franson. He just held that ball up too long in midfield there and was tackled by Gibbs. I don't think it was Gibbs, it was Dominguez to Gibbs White. And they were very quick on the counter there. And Bonette beating Yale Virginia on the bottom corner. Holman with a throw-in, 21 on the clock. Holman's lost that ball. Getting caught in the half tackles. De Beo inside O'Grady Macken. O'Grady Macken finds Olsen. Olsen to Patterson. Patterson through to Jebson. And Jebson misses. He's doing a Wakachu. He's missing his chances. 2 chances he's had. 2 he's put wide. Nice ball. Just wide. Hackett with a throw-in on the far side. 26 minutes on the clock. Gibbs White back to Hackett. Dominguez from distance. Half an hour on the clock. We've dropped down to 8th place. And that ball chipped across. Adamson! He puts it level. And, well, I wasn't paying proper attention. It all happened so quick. But Adamson gets us back level on 31 minutes. Johnson, O'Grady Mackin back to Johnson. Johnson punts it across. And Addison directs it into the net. And we come in at half-time all square. We were out of it for a lot of that first half, but managed to grapple ourselves back in again. Nottingham Forest 8 shots, 3 on target, 0.84, and 38% of the possession. We've had the bulk of the possession, but 4 shots, 2 on target, 0.46, and 62%. We'll take a draw at half time, but it'd be quite nice if we could go and find a winning goal in the second half. And we are having to make an enforced change early in this second half. Stefan Adamson, who scored the goal and been playing very, very well. He's got a potential thigh injury. He's come off. Jesse Derry replaces him. Throw in for Nottingham Forest. 55 on the clock. Hackett, Gibbs White. Gibbs White finds Young. Young has a shot from the edge of the area and Yale Virginia punches it wide just to make sure. I think it might have been creeping in the top corner. Holman now taking a knock as well, which is not good news. Holman heads it away. And with 61 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. The changes that we're making is Holman had taken a knock, but he was recovering from it. But he's not had a good day out there. So we've replaced him with Henry Lawrence and Daniel Jefferson, also not having a good day out there. We replaced him with Wakachu. 62 minutes on the clock. We have a corner. This one fired in. And, ooh, just over the top. It was well worked. And who was it? It was G. Who just couldn't get it down. 67 o'clock and Nottingham Forest on the ball. And the man who scored in the first half has come back off the woodwork again this time. And with 72 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes at this juncture of time. We've taken off Grady Mackin and brought on Lependa. He is tiring. And the other person that is tiring, obviously, after that knock in the last game, Travis Patterson, excuse me, he's been replaced by Darcy. Darcy on the right, and Derry has moved out to the left. 75 on the clock. Lawrence with a throw-in. He's come on as substitute, of course, Lependa. Lawrence crosses deep. Back post, Darcy! Sorry, not Darcy, it's Jesse Derry. And he's moved on the other side, and he's scored. I'm not sure if it's his second or third of the season, but either way, we take the lead on 76 minutes. Cross ball in, Derry at the back post, lovely ball. Another corner, 86 minutes on the clock. Derry going to take the corner. What's going to happen? Derry. This one over, back post, looking for G. It's not there, but Lependa cuts inside. Darcy! And it's saved by the goalkeeper. Derry will recycle. Olsen's tripped on the edge of the area. Nothing coming of it. And there is a breakout here. We're going to need to be careful. We don't want to get them to equalise. A well tackled by Johnson to save the day. It was a last-ditch tackle over to the back post. Lependa steps inside. Darcy whacks it first time, and the goalkeeper stuck his leg out. And boys and girls, we've got a historic win against Nottingham Forest, who fell out of the Premier League last season. And what a result that is too. Well, goodness me. It was Bayonet who got Nottingham Forest underway after 19 minutes. Stefan Adamson replying and getting us level on 32. But it was Jesse Derry who come on as a substitute on 47 replacing Travis Patterson. Was it Travis Patterson? No, he replaced Adamson, didn't he? But played on the right side, and then we switched him to the left side a little bit later on in the game, about 76 minutes, and surely a minute after that, put the ball in the back of the net to give us the winner. He had a player of the match, 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, and a goal. He's got a player of the match. Good and well done to him for that one. We had 11 shots, 4 of which were on target. It's pretty even Stevens, 1.31 on the XG, but we did have 68% of the possession. That's what we didn't get in the Middlesborough game, of course. Nottingham Forest, 10 shots, 4 on target, 0.91 and 32% of the possession. As you'll see down here, we've had a lot of the game and certainly the bulk of that second half. And the result to go with it, I think we might have climbed the table quite dramatically. Well, first of all, we come back with extremely bad news. Stefan Adamson, and I'm sure it's got nothing to do with his fact that his picture's gone astray. He's going to be out for 3 months. He has picked up, he's on the same track as Amika Peters, but he's picked up a torn hamstring. That is bad news. And, well, we wish him well and hope to see him back not before too long. He's been really a good stalwart in the side, and I think we will miss him as it happens. So hopefully we can find perhaps a loan replacement for him before the window slams shut. Right, the other results from today's games. Let's have a look and see how it has finished up. Top of the table, Millwall are top on goal difference from Birmingham and Weymouth, all on 10 points. Derby County losing 2-0 to Hull City. They've lost their 100% record, the only side to have 100%. So 3 teams on 10, 3 points clear of Luton and Burnley, and Hull City outside of the playoff places. We're a third, just literally on goal difference. Haven't lost yet so far this season. Touch wood. Let's stay like that. Yeah, that's how it's gone. Who else is there? Derby, as I say, lost. Excuse me. Bournemouth. 0-0 draw against Fulham. Huddersfield, who were going really well at the top to start off with, have drawn a couple of games on the trot now. 0-0 draw against Portsmouth on this occasion. As I say, Luton and Burnley just outside. Burnley losing 2-0 to Millwall, and Luton today lost 2-1 to West Brom. It's one of them leagues that you can never, nobody really ever hits a rich vein of form, or do they? We'll see. Swansea, Preston and Sheffield United in that bottom. Sheffield United having lost 4 on the trot now. Lost again today, so that's not good, and that was at home, 4-3 to Birmingham. Preston also struggling to find a result, along with Swansea, who we will see in the next episode as we meet them in the Carabao Cup second round. We're coming back for Bournemouth, another of those sides that have dropped out of the Premier League. They're currently in 5th place. That's going to be a tough task as well. But the only saving grace is at the Bob Lucas again. And then we travel to the Swansea.com stadium for the EFL Cup second round. Can we get further than we've ever been before? You'll need to join me to find out. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We are still defying gravity with a wicked start to the season, if I may say so myself. And if you've enjoyed the wicked start to the season, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of From the Bottom to the Top and our other series Going Dutch as they are released. And of course, you can see new episodes of Bottom to the Top every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening with everything that's happening on the channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. Can we keep this truck rolling? Join me next time and find out. It's episode 105. It's out on Friday. Till then, have yourselves a great week. Bye-bye.